Joseph Robinette Rogan had Oliver Stone on, okay, to talk about I don't know, whatever the fuck, like JFK maybe, probably. And I mean, he's dope. Like, he's done, I mean, he's weird, but he's also kind of dope. I know his son. He used to be under the TYT Network umbrella. And God knows what the fuck they talked about, but let's see what he has to say about Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson, who's apparently the declared enemy of the establishment.
So he's an interesting guy because he's another one of those like old school leftists. He's another one of those like old school fucking leftists who kind of fell off a little bit. Like his brain he's got like old man brain worms. If you catch him on a good day, okay, if you catch him on a fucking good day, he's got really good takes, but then also he's got lip takes, like he thinks JFK was like a hero, okay, and then that's like old guy shit. Every old person thinks that, okay, Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter, and he will also have like weirdo reactionary takes like the Tucker Carlson one. Oh, dude, yes, of course he's a crank. Are you kidding me? Is he a crank? Yeah, but like put some respect on it. This man has been at it for a very long time, okay?
That's a giant problem that they have in not allowing people to go on someone's show because you think that's...
Yo, straight up. Anyone who thinks Tucker Carlson is in any way, shape, or form a leftist is a fucking moron, okay? Straight up. If you believe genuinely in your heart of hearts that Tucker Carlson is legitimately and genuinely posturing from a point of view that is like aligned with leftism and leftist values, and he like actually is a leftist, you're a fucking idiot, okay? I don't give a fuck who this person is who thinks that.
Has right.
Like, it's like thinking Hitler was a socialist, okay? It's just like you're falling for the populist rhetoric. He's not a true, like, actual leftist populist. He does not give a shit about any of that. He's a libertarian, okay?
That someone represents something evil.
And he's not even like a real libertarian. I mean, like, he's a libertarian in the American sense, in like the Joe Rogan sense.
You think that someone represents something evil. Here's what you have to look at. This is what I'd say to my fellow left-wing people. Tucker Carlson's one of the rare people that lets these guys on and lets them talk about whatever the issue is.
Yeah.
That's not true. The only way Tucker Carlson would ever allow someone to come on his broadcast that isn't just like a charlatan mouthpiece for the right is if they're attacking the Democratic Party and nothing else. The limited window of opportunity for people to tap into the Tucker Carlson audience only extends to you as far as you are being used as a silly Billy that will shit on the Democratic Party, which deserves criticism. Do not misunderstand me.
I am the firefighter.
And that's it. The moment that you stray away from that and start talking about Fox News, you will never return. And the greatest example of this is that fucking dude, that social democrat dude who went on, the historian guy who went on after he ripped into the billionaires at Davos, Rutger Bregman. Actually, you know what?
Whether
I'm going to show you guys that video. It's
like
been a while.
Weinstein or whoever it is that he's having on. These people, they demonize the folks that are guests on his show because they're willing to talk to him. And they'll say all these things about Tucker Carlson, that he's a white supremacist and a racist and a separatist and all that. But you're just trying to dismiss this opportunity that these people have to reach millions and millions of people in a format that's rare in that he lets these people talk, where you can't get that format on CNN or MSNBC or any of these other places, where you can't talk about.
We have the ideal relationship.
Hey guys, let's take a look at what Tucker Carlson famously did. Okay, let's take a look at what Tucker Carlson famously did when yourself, you tiny brain, and I hope this gets
picked up.
Here's Rutger Carlson losing his mind at a Dutch historian he had on as a guest. My favorite crypto fascist lost his cool after having Rutger Bregman on a show, thinking this would be the usual The Lefter Hypocrites Hour.
Are you the first person ever to note that people are flying private to talk about global warming and that none of them mention tax avoidance? Has anyone ever said that before at Davos that you know of?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on Davos history, but it is a bit hypocritical, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Just listen to how excited Tucker is, thinking this guy is just going to play into his narrative after dunking on a bunch of billionaires at Davos.
I mean, 1,500 private jets have flown in here to hear Sir David Attenborough speak about, how we're wrecking the planet.
The vast majority of Americans, for years and years now, according to the polls, including Fox News viewers and including Republicans, are in favor of higher taxes on the rich. But no one's saying that at Davos, just as no one's saying it on Fox News, right?
And others have noted that. We've noted it on this show. We've just never gone to Davos and said it out loud as you did. So if I was wearing a hat, I would take it off to you. What response did you get?
I mean, they were not very happy with me, but I'm just, I think, a random Dutch historian who's basically saying whatever around the globe is thinking.
But this is the moment when the wheels start coming off, when Bregman starts talking about taxes. And watch Tucker malfunction because he doesn't have a dialogue tree prepared for this point.
Well, what was interesting, I thought, about what you said was you noted something. I mean, many people have called for higher taxes, but very few
Well,
have
not on this
noted.
channel.
It would be interesting to know how many hours of Fox you've watched.
There you go, deflect, drive the narrative back to the tax avoidance thing. Don't talk about higher taxes. Oh, please, dear God, don't talk about higher taxes on Fox News. And after this, Tucker tries to claim this is a different economy now, so we somehow can't have higher taxes for the wealthy for some reason, even though the reason labor was outsourced overseas is also because of capitalism, but whatever. But Bregman doesn't cave and actually doubles down and then drives the point that Tucker is working to hold up the system.
So I think the issue really is one of corruption and of people being bribed and of not talking about the real issues. What the Murdochs basically want you to do is to scapegoat immigrants instead of talking about tax avoidance.
Whew! Calling out the Murdochs, billionaire tax avoidance, and the immigrant scapegoats? Oh, Lord, dude.
You are a millionaire funded by billionaires. That's what you are. You're not part of the solution. You're part of the problem, actually.
Got him. Now watch Tucker bot malfunction.
AOC, wait, but can I just say, and
You're just not talking about certain...
No, for people asking, like, is this cringe for you to watch? No, I think this video popped the fuck off. It's got like 1.4 million views. Facebook views, so it's obviously not as like real, but actually this was after they had turned off the video faucet, so these are more real views than the other ones. But no, I think this video fucking slaps, dude. This is a great video. I'm slowly fucking left pilling TYT on Facebook, you know what I mean?
Thanks.
Boomers.
Fox doesn't even play where you are.
Here I imagine Tucker falling down a deep, dark, bottomless well, and this is him just like trying to grab onto anything, just a ledge, a branch, anything, and this is all he can come up with. Despicable.
Well, have you heard of the internet? I can watch things whatever I want, you know? I have, actually. I can't say I'm a great fan of your show, but I do my homework when you invite me on your show. You're probably not going to air this, but I went to Davos to speak truth to power, and I'm doing exactly the same thing right now. You may not like it, but you're a millionaire funded by billionaires, and that's the reason why you're not talking about these issues.
But I am talking about these issues.
Yeah, only now. Come on, you jumped the bandwagon. You're all like, oh, I'm against the globalist elite, blah, blah, blah. It's not very convincing, to be honest.
Why don't you go yourself, you tiny brain, and I hope this gets picked up, because you're a moron. I tried to give you a hearing, but you were too annoying for people.
You can't handle the criticism, can you?
I don't know how this clip is allowed on the internet. This is literally my kink, okay? Some people like to get their toes sucked. Me, I like to watch a smug wasp nationalist get owned, get dunked on by a Dutch social democrat with a worse hairline than mine. My God,
What a glorious event, dude. I want to say two things before I end this, okay? One, this is exactly how you deal with someone like Tucker Carlson when you go on their show. And two, the reason why Tucker Carlson was baffled by this is because most people rarely ever push back because they're so busy trying to get called back to these shows that they end up playing ball. But my boy Rutger Bregman did not play ball on this day. And for that, I am forever grateful.
2022 coming in
So,
with that mad cow.
That was years ago. I said this. I made this video many years ago. That was 3 years ago. Thursday, February 21st, 2019. That's when that video came out. That's when I fucking wrote this video and shot this video. Okay? Thursday, February 21st, 2019, motherfucker. Okay? And that video is still incredibly relevant to this day. And the reason why it's still incredibly relevant to this day is because Tucker Carlson is still doing this shit, okay? Oh, it's more than fucking 3 years ago. It was almost 4 years ago. Or no, it's not 4 years ago. What the fuck am I saying? No, math is hard.
I have an anti-vax
It's only
what do I do?
It's only 2022. I'm so stupid. Anyway, math's not my strong suit. Making videos like that is, okay? But the point that I'm trying to make here is that Tucker Carlson is still getting away with it, okay? And at that point, Glenn Greenwald hadn't like full-blown started his like arc. He was just in the beginning phases of that arc. You know what I mean? And idiots 3 years later are still doing this dumb shit. Like Tucker Carlson's a leftist.
CNN or MSNBC or any of these other places where you can't talk about controversial stories that are outside of what's this pushed narrative. And he allows that. And they're trying so hard to minimize his impact and minimize the impact of any guest that's willing to participate in his platform.
The only thing you should be minimizing is the top of the hour ad break, which stops you from watching this broadcast uninterrupted.